Today, let's sew a ribbon gift bag. Welcome, I do sewing and DIY related content, and today we are making this cute ribbon gift bag. Now, the best part is there is a whole Etsy pattern available for this, and I will include the link in the description below. Now, for this gift bag, you're going to want two different types of cotton material. I'm going to be using a blue and then this really fun bee fabric. You're also going to want lightweight to medium fusible interfacing, and then you're going to want some ribbon, so probably around 20 inches of around 3/8 inch wide grosgrain ribbon. Now the first step is to cut out your material, so you will be cutting out one square that is 10 by around 8.5 inches. There is a pattern piece available for this as well, and then there are two notches directly in the middle that you will want to transfer over. The second is pattern piece B, which is a smaller rectangle which is around 6.5 by 2 inches, and there is a notch on that as well that you would transfer over. So I would highly recommend using the pattern pieces that it comes with just to make sure everything lines up nicely. Then you will also be cutting out a matching piece of interfacing for both of those rectangles that we just cut out. So 4 pieces cut out in total, and then you want 2 pieces of ribbon that are 10 inches long each. So with all of this said, we can now go and add our interfacing to our fabric. So with the bumpy side of your interfacing, the wrong side of your fabric, we're just going to press it out, and you can follow your manufacturer's instructions for applying that interfacing. But you'll want to do this for both of those rectangles. So now we can go ahead and actually begin building out our bag. So remember, there were notches that were listed on both pieces. Basically, we're going to have those notches match up. And then what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually adding a piece of the ribbon over top of that notch on the larger piece of the rectangle on pattern piece A. So the notch is down there, I'm just going to lay that ribbon on top, and then I'm going to add the other rectangle on top, matching the notches. So we have this really kind of fun fabric sandwich, essentially, is what we've made here. And then I'm just going to be taking a seam directly across where I've pinned. So just all the way across that smaller rectangle that is now on top. So when it's done, you should see a little bit of the ribbon on the kind of back end, but here is what it looks like. It looks nice and clean, everything looks good. So now I'm just going to press the seam out. It doesn't necessarily matter which way you press it out, just to make it a little bit more flat and smooth. Now I'm going to use that piece that I just created as a template, and I'm going to be laying this out over a single layer of my exterior fabric and tracing it out. So I've traced it out here, and then I'm just going to cut that out so I can get one pattern piece, and then I'm going to be repeating these steps for the lining as well. So basically we're just using that piece that we created earlier, using that as a template to get the rest of our bag. I also am transferring over the notches at the top just so that I have them for both sides. We'll use it later. So I have one new piece of the exterior, and then I've also cut out the lining in this method as well. And then you also will want to cut out another piece of interfacing and apply that to the exterior. Now I'm going to focus on the lining, and I'm going to match these with right sides together. So you can see I just taken both pieces of the lining, match them with right sides together here. And then I'm pinning up 3 of these edges. So the 2 side edges and then that one bottom edge. On one of the side edges, I'm going to leave a 3-inch gap for turning, and we'll use that later. So I'm just going to go through, add my pins, but then when I get to where I'm going to have that 3-inch gap, I denote this with a double pin, just so I know that I need to start and stop at that location. So I'm going to sew that one edge, I'm going to sew this bottom edge, and then I'm going to be sewing this other side edge, but leaving that gap. And then I'm not going to be doing anything with those corners. I'm just leaving them undone. So just taking now these seams for the sides as well as the bottom of the bag. And then as you go through, remember on that one side seam, you want to leave that gap. So I'm just very carefully denoting this, being sure I'm leaving that gap that I can use later on for turning. And as I'm sewing this, I am using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Then whenever I need to start a new seam, I'm being sure to backstitch at the beginning and the end, and then just taking my time as I go through this. So now for my lining, I'm going to go ahead and make these box corners. So you can see we have this little 90-degree angle here. I'm going to put my hand into the corner, and then I'm just going to push this out, so almost pinching it together. And then this gives us a box corner that adds dimension. So as you can see, I've pinched this. It looks really nice. It's all kind of adding up evenly. And now I'm just going to pin this in place, and I will repeat this on the other corner as well. So this is just going to give our bag a little bit more dimension to it. I love adding box corners to things. It's something that's not too difficult, but it does make a big difference in the bag that you're making. So I'm just going to go through, pin this up, and you'll see it has kind of like an interesting shape now. It looks much more three-dimensional than it did. And I'm just going to take a seam across both of those boxed corners. So very easy to do, and it gives our bag a little bit more personality. I'm going to be sewing that 1/4 inch seam allowance again, and then if you really want to reinforce this, you can go over that seam 2 times. So now that the box corners are done on the lining, I'm actually going to set aside my lining for now, and we're going to go back to the exterior of the bag. So that was my template I made at the very beginning, and then this is the second piece of the exterior, and it's time for us to add the ribbon to the other piece. So this piece of ribbon actually goes at the top of the bag. So where we had that notch earlier, I am just going to place my ribbon. So I'm going to put it so that the raw edges are together, and then the rest of the ribbon faces towards the center of the fabric, and just take a seam across to hold it in place. Now I'm going to put the ribbon into the bags themselves, making sure they're not like in any of the edges, and then match these with right sides together, very similar to what we just did with our lining. Except this time, all I have to do is really sew up those 3 edges all the way around. I don't have to leave a gap for turning. So you can see the right sides are together, and I'm just going to pin up the 2 side seams as well as this 1 seam at the bottom. So now I'm just going to go through, take these 3 seams. Again, I'm not going to do anything with those box corners at the bottom of the bag, and we can go through and just sew this up. Now this follows very similar steps from the lining, so be sure you are backstitching your seams at both the beginning and the end, and then you will just be starting over completely for each of those seams when you do the 2 sides as well as the bottom. Once you have all of that completed though, it is now time for us to make the boxed edges on the exterior too, so the box corners. So I'm just going to be putting my hands into the middle there and then pinching this together so that I get that really nice box corner effect. Everything should be lining up. If you notice that your fabric almost looks like it's slightly off, most likely that square at the corner is not actually a square. So I would highly recommend just making sure it measures about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches at that box corner itself. So now I'm just going to go through and take a seam directly across so that I can hold this in place. So now I have the exterior of my bag done. It looks really good. We have our ribbons attached, and then I also have the lining done. So now it's time for us to join these 2 together. So I'm going to keep my exterior like it is, but for the lining, I'm going to turn it right side out. And then I am going to push my lining into the exterior of the bag. So with right sides together, so you can see the lining in the exterior of the bag, both the right sides of those fabrics, so the pattern side is together. And then I am just going to match these up all the way along kind of the top of this bag seam. And then I'm just going to be pinning those together in place. So everything is now pinned up, so I just need to take 1 seam, and this is going to join our lining and the exterior of the bag together. So this is kind of a big step in that our bag is fully going to be joined with both the lining as well as the exterior. You won't be able to see any of the raw edges that we have here. So I'm just very carefully going through. Be sure to adjust your fabric as needed since this is more of sewing on a curve. So once you have that all done, here is what the bag looks like. So now it is time for us to turn this right side out. So with that gap we made in our lining, we're just very gently going to push our fabric through, and you should be able to see it come to be a little bag. So the fabric all looks good, everything looks nice and neat. So what I'm going to do now is top stitch around the actual top part of this bag. So I like to pin it all in place, and then I finger press it down so that the seam looks nice and neat. You only see the exterior on the outside and then the lining on the inside. And this also helps to hold your lining in place the more you use your bag. So now that I have it all pinned up, I'm just going to be taking that top stitch along the outside so that it has a really nice and clean professional look. Now I'm using a straight stitch. I am going to increase my stitch length to about a 3 though. I find that it makes it look a little bit nicer and not as messy with those tiny little stitches. And then as I go through, I'm going to adjust my fabric as needed, and this just helps to keep your fabric and the seam very smooth. So once that is done, we actually have most of this bag complete. So our ribbon's in place, everything looks good with that top stitch. The top stitch I did do 1/8 of an inch seam allowance just to make it a little bit smaller. And now what I'm going to be doing is just sewing up that gap that was in our lining. Now for this, you could use your sewing machines, just sew across. I'm personally am going to be using a hand needle and thread just so it's a little bit more of an invisible stitch, and then just doing a ladder stitch all the way through so that you're not able to see it. Once that stitch is complete though, our bag is basically done. So as you can see, I did put a little knot at the beginning and the end just to hold that together. I'm pushing the lining back into our bag and it is complete. If you want to trim the ribbon at all, if it's too long for your liking, you could definitely do that. But it's such a fun and easy little bag. You can see you just kind of fold over that top and then tie the ribbon and it's complete. Now you can put a lot of things into this bag, which is fun. You could put little stuffed animals, you can put candy. It's a decent size because it does have those boxed edges at the bottom. This can be perfect for little Easter treats, for Mother's Day, really any holiday that you want it to be. And remember, this bag has that full pattern available on my Etsy store, so if you want the detailed step-by-step directions, that is something that I provide. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next. Thanks for watching.